fact
Mm-hmm.
that a lot of these BBL toenails have fungus, and then you're putting the nail on top for a quick fix. Like I said, I get it because every woman wants to feel confident with her toes, but the tech should educate herself more on how to do this service safely. It's not just about making it look pretty. You got to understand how to do that, but still
Right.
protect the client and then protect yourself.
Polish in my hand, I'm ready to create each nail a masterpiece. I can hardly wait. Soft pastels or vibrant hues, each tells a tale in their artistry of nails. Nothing ever fails. With each swirl and twirl, let the magic begin in this kingdom of gloss. There's no end to the wind. Gloss on my fingertips, watch them shine bright. Painted like a canvas, colors taking flight. Feeling fierce and fabulous, I'm ready to ignite. Slaying the nail game every single night. Nails and beauty talk with Asia the bird. Nails and beauty talk with Asia the bird.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Nails and Beauty Talk. I am your host, Asia the Bird. Today, we have a very special guest with us today. She is a medical pedicurist. Please welcome Taylor Holmes. Hello, Taylor, and
Hello.
welcome.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great.
That's great. Great to hear. So I want to go ahead and get started by asking where you're originally from and tell us about your upbringing.
So I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, and my upbringing was pretty great. I have three siblings, a mom and dad, and we were we my parents were young when they started, so it was really humble upbringing. But it was a good, loving environment, and we had fun together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really, really cool. Now, as far as your school experience, what was like your school experience like in terms of grade school, college, beauty school, things of that nature?
Yeah. So grade school, I hopped around a little bit until we finally got settled, and I was able
Mm-hmm.
to go to a kind of the same school, same middle school. High school, I went to two different high schools. It was Hollis Price, and then I went to Mitchell. I
Mm-hmm.
graduated as a junior. So in 11th grade, I came out of school and I started doing little jobs here and there.
Mm-hmm.
I actually went to not beauty school, it's nail tech school, because I was very sure I did not want to do cosmetology school. I wanted to just do
Mm-hmm.
nails.
Right.
So I started in nail school when I turned 18.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really, really cool. So I want to
Yeah.
get into as far as one of the things I found interesting because you did an interview where you mentioned that you were trying to become licensed.
Hmm.
While you were trying to become licensed, you were a victim of fraud. So what happened and how did you overcome that situation?
The school that I was going to, it was Tennessee Academy. That's the name of it.
Mm-hmm.
They had a lot of issues. I was always in and out of the office, always for financial stuff. And I'm like bringing them everything. I'm bringing them everything
Mm-hmm.
they could possibly ask for, everything they wanted. I brought it to them. I had my mama coming up there, and they just always said I was missing something. And then I had almost completed the whole entire course because you need 600 hours to finish nail tech school here in Tennessee. And I was right
Mm-hmm.
at the 500 hour, and then it was like, you don't have any more money, so you can't finish. And I'm like, huh? And yeah, they put me out of school, basically told me I couldn't come back until I came with the rest of the money. And I had took out grants and other additional things to try to cover. And the tuition wasn't that much, but I'm only 18.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway,
Mm-hmm.
that was definitely hard for me because I always wanted my nail tech license. So it was kind of like a break. And then they
Mm-hmm.
told me that I owed them like $10,000. So I'm like, I'm 18.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where am I going to get that type of money? So that was kind of
Mm-hmm.
like the down spot for me. But I mean, I still wanted to get that license. So after I got over the disappointment of that part, I went and found another school. And then when I was 21, I went back. What was it,
Mm-hmm.
20? Anyway, it was a few years later. I went back. I went to Goose Academy, and I knew that I was going to do the whole program over. That was not even a question because
Mm-hmm.
actually the first experience, I think it was just being up there. I was more excited about. I really wasn't learning a whole lot. I knew a whole lot of the stuff they were teaching. I
Right.
wanted a real program. So
Mm-hmm.
Goose gave me that experience. I just went on ahead and took the course all over again,
Mm-hmm.
and finally got to 600 hour, and I was able to get my license from there.
Mm-hmm. And it's so crazy because that's something I've talked about with other nail artists and nail techs about, like in terms of beauty school and nail school,
Mhm.
where you're only taught like just by the hours you have to get to pass. It
Yeah.
doesn't teach you in depth in regards to like, what's in the industry, what's
Hmm.
new, what technology is out and things like that. So I really wish that as far as with nail school, even though it does teach you safety, sanitation, nail disorders and diseases, that's something that's very, very important, especially skin disorders and diseases. I think
Hmm.
also too, I think is staying in the know. I think that's what
Yeah.
State Board could be improved on.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I'm not saying I didn't learn anything
Yeah,
at
right.
the school, but I was teaching my teacher basically because she was a cause
Mm-hmm.
teacher. So they didn't
Mm-hmm.
really have a nail tech teacher. She just kind of stepped in. And it just so
Mm-hmm.
happened that the nail teacher that I had at Goose was the nail teacher that left the last
Mm-hmm.
school that I ended up going. Well, I went to Goose, so she was the teacher there, and she was a great,
Right.
great instructor. So not only did we do the state board stuff, but we did a few more things. But again, state board is kind of basic with
Mm-hmm.
everything. So as long as you know how to do a basic pedicure and a basic manicure, and you understand that you can't work on X, Y, and Z, you basically,
Mm-hmm.
you basically can pass the test. It's really not that difficult.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
Now, you consider yourself to be a wellness pedicurist. So, in your perspective, what is the difference between a pedicurist and a wellness pedicurist?
That's a good question. So, I think the main difference is as a pedicure is you're just focused on the aesthetics of the nails and feet. Like, yeah, you might take a look at the skin around it, but you're not centered
Mm-hmm.
on, trying to, I guess, heal it.
Right.
Medical or wellness type pedicures, we actually have relationships with doctors in the
Mm-hmm.
medical industry to try to help this person get better. So
Right.
the emphasis is not placed on making it pretty, but it's making it better. Then we make it pretty. So
Mm-hmm.
that's like the main difference in the two. Everybody that
Mm-hmm.
comes in my room, they already know you may not get polish this time. Polish is not even the main thing that I do in my services. I'm
Mm-hmm.
focusing on your health. Okay, if you can even get this type of pedicure.
Right.
Whereas as a regular pedicurist, it was basically the same type of pedicure every single time on every single
Mm-hmm.
person. You did consider their health, but it wasn't to the extent that I consider it now at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I want to get into your business as well. So, you have your own business called Pedikhemistry Foot Lab. Tell
Yes.
us about your business and what services do you offer for your clients?
Yes, I love my business. So Pedikhemistry is a wellness and medical pedicuring lab, and I do say wellness and medical because I focus in on the health and wellness of a person.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're more clinical, I call you medical or clinical, I'm going to refer you to a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
I tend to focus more in on your health, but if you're a wellness based patient or client, then you are more than welcome to get my spotlight services. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why I do medical and wellness. But I serve people mainly that have chronic illnesses,
Mm-hmm.
that have problems with their nails and their feet.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a lot of the elderly community, I work with a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, anybody that has issues with their feet and they go to traditional salons and they may turn them away, or maybe they
Mm-hmm.
had issues with fungus. I do a lot of all of those people basically come to me. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, if you're looking down at your feet and they have a problem, they'll probably come to see me. And
Mm-hmm.
some of the services I really love doing are toenail restoration services, the
Mm-hmm.
Onifix bands, which is a service that is FDA clear. And I basically
Mm-hmm.
can help realign your toenail to keep it from going ingrown or curving or becoming pensive. So that's a really cool service that I do. And just making sure that
Mhm.
people just get those healthier style pedicures.
Absolutely. So you work with clients who have different variations of feet, ranging from nail disorders, thick calluses, etc. So when working with clients of different nail disorders, when do you recommend a client to a doctor, like a podiatrist or a certain doctor?
Yeah, so I think for me, it can be at any stage. A lot of the times it's at the beginning if they haven't seen a doctor. But if
Hmm.
they have seen a doctor, most of the time they've been fooling with whatever it is for a while, and they kind of need
Hmm.
some guidance on how to take care of it while seeing the doctor. But then you
Hmm.
have some people that never seen it, or that I'm going to say you have other times when I'm working on something and I see something along the way, and I'm like, hey, um, don't come back until you go to a doctor.
Hmm.
So it's really at different times. Whenever I see something that's a little bit, that's much more than what I can do, or that I feel like
Hmm.
it's something that I really don't know what this is, I'm like, hey, you got to go to see this professional because this looks
Right.
very alarming. So yeah.
Hmm. Absolutely. Now, what is not talked about in the nail industry is the importance of client consultations. So, how vital is it to do a client consultation?
Oh my God, very. Like, it is so important to talk to people about what's going on with them before the service because, like I always tell people, pedicures are not one size fit all. So,
Hmm.
you need to know what's going on with this person in order to better service them. How would you know what you can do if you haven't even assessed their personal situation? So,
Hmm.
in the nail industry in general, they try to say, oh, well, I'm gonna say some people try to say, well, that's health information. Well, you as a professional should be protecting the information anyway. But you
Right.
can't perform services on people if you don't know exactly what to do, why you're doing it. You have to understand people. So the
Hmm.
consultation process is so important. It should be very detailed, and you should never skip it.
Yeah, yeah, right. Absolutely, most definitely. That's some I was even taught, like in cosmetology school, the importance of client consultations because you
Hmm.
get to know the client, you get to know, the health and medical history and stuff like that. So you have an understanding in terms of, how to work with the client, things you can do, what things you can't do, and things like that. So I
Yeah.
think that has to be definitely talked about more in the nail industry, if not the beauty industry as a whole.
Hmm. Yes, absolutely. It's always something, even in nail school, that's
Mhm.
basic.
Yeah,
But it may not be like the detail of the consultation that's there, but definitely
right.
you should be talking something with this client before you even touch them, period. Like that's not
Absolutely.
even optional.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. So
Mhm.
I remember watching a video from you on TikTok speaking about applying acrylic on toes. I've seen more nail techs perform toe reconstruction services or give like toe BBLs on social media. There's reels of nail techs and nail artists giving toe BBLs or toe reconstruction
Mhm.
services. So, what is
Mhm.
your take on the trend of the toe reconstruction service or the toe BBL?
Well, I don't mean to sound rude, but I really hate it. Like, I really, really, really hate it. And I get it, but I still hate it. And I'll tell you why.
Mhm.
It's mainly because, first of all, the connotation BBL says that this is a quick fix and it's going to cover up the problem. Okay,
Mhm.
that's wrong, instantly wrong right there.
Right.
And then number two is what they're using to do it is acrylic. Like I
Mhm.
said in one of my videos, acrylic is the worst thing you can put on your toenails. And a lot of
Mhm.
girls, my nail sisters, they'll try to fight me on it. And but still, just because you're not having problems doesn't mean you won't. Okay.
Mhm.
You don't die of cigarette smoke immediately. It's
Right.
down the line. So research just shows that acrylic is hard, and really not even research, just experience, and the fact that
Mhm.
a lot of these BBL toenails have fungus, and then you're putting the nail on top for a quick fix. Like I said, I get it because every woman wants to feel confident with her toes, but the tech should educate herself more on how to do this service safely. It's not just about making it look pretty. You got to understand how to do that, but still
Right.
protect the client and then protect yourself. Like,
Exactly.
if that gets worse, that's not on the client, that's on you. That's
Hmm.
liability. So
Hmm.
that client can come after you. So
Yeah.
it's so much with that. That's why I'm like, no, no. Medical nail tech do not do BBLs. So we don't
Hmm.
do that. We do toenail restoration services.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what nail techs have to consider also, like how you said, it falls back on you. You could be a
Yeah,
liability, and clients, there's a likelihood that clients can sue you. There could
yeah,
be a lawsuit against you for,
yes,
you know, reconstructing something or making it as like a toe BBL, but you make the problem worse.
right.
'Cause there are some things where like say if a toe can't grow back again, you know what I mean. So you can't,
Yeah.
some things you can't fix.
Mhm. And most of the time when they do those BBLs, there is no medical or other health professional that is helping with this situation at all. This is literally just the tech trying to fix the problem without actually fixing the problem. It's covering it up.
Hmm.
That's not going to help them. That's really teaching the client that if you see a problem, ignore it.
Hmm.
That's not helping them.
Yeah, it's not helping at all. So, what are some like your favorite products to use on clients' feet?
Okay. So I did a video on that for TikTok actually, and I suggested alternatives like polygel, which
Hmm.
is a hard gel that you can use. It's hard gel, but it's still softer
Hmm.
than the acrylic product once applied to the nails. It still allows the toes to flex and bend and grow in naturally.
Hmm.
Also, soft gel products like sculpture gels. I use a medical grade type um, sculpture gels
Hmm.
that are made for the toenails. So their
Hmm.
whole entire makeup is made because of how the toes are. The
Hmm.
environment that product line has taken into consideration the environment of the toenail and what it needs. So those types of gels are much, much better. Of course, even for people at home that have an issue and they want a toenail, may not always have access to a medical pedicurist who can do that.
Right.
You can totally do this safely at home with a gel, like a poly gel, you know.
Hmm.
Just use like I have used. You have to use antifungal sprays and oils to make sure that that toenail is still kept safe while underneath
Hmm.
it. Never wear it over like 4 weeks though. Take it off, clean it up, and then reapply. But you just have to be safe, really.
Absolutely. Now, what are some products you would recommend for foot care, especially for callus, eczema, and things of that nature?
So I use a few brands, but one of my favorites at this point is the Footlogix brand. It is the world's only petty pseudocol line, foot care line. So they use their own technology that helps the product go into the deeper layers of the skin, and that's going to keep the skin from getting so dry and unhydrated. They have urea in a lot of their products and clotrimazole, which is a great antifungal agent.
Right.
As far as like eczema and stuff like that, they're excellent. They have a whole range of stuff for like sweaty feet and cold feet, and those are just really good products. You always want to use products that are made for the feet. I say
Hmm.
start there. If you're looking for anything for your
Hmm.
skin, if it's good for your feet, it's good for everywhere else too. Because the
Hmm.
feet is just made, the skin is made so differently, the skin is thicker. So if this product is
Hmm.
amazing for the feet, then
Hmm.
it's gonna do good on the rest of the body too.
Hmm. Now, what is your thoughts in regards to the nail industry? Like, what are some things you like about the nail industry in your perspective, but also what are some things you think the nail industry could be improved on?
Okay. First of all, I love that in the nail industry, you can do anything. You know,
Hmm.
you can be whatever type of nail technician that you want to be. And I
Hmm.
love that we have such a wide variety of areas that we can delve into so that we don't ever really have to leave the industry. But we can do every job there is. You can be an instructor. Like me, I was just a traditional nail tech and I switched over to become a medical nail tech.
Hmm.
You can do so many different avenues, and the girls in this field are so amazing because they're so creative, and
Mhm.
everybody really genuinely loves what they do. I
Mhm.
know a lot of people on the outside may think, oh, it's just a money thing, but they typically end up dropping off because it's not passion. I feel like the passion is so high in this industry. These
Mhm.
girls and these guys, they're so serious about the work that they do. So that
Mhm.
I appreciate about the industry.
Mhm.
However, I feel like as an industry, there needs to be a emphasis on continued education because
Agreed.
after doing that TikTok video about the acrylic, there are ladies, some ladies coming at me saying, oh, I've been doing this for 20 years. I've never had a problem. I've been doing this for 15 years. I've never had, but are you continuing to educate yourself? You
Mhm.
have to understand things change. And I feel like if
Right.
the industry put emphasis on the fact that things change, technologies are coming out, and they actually tell techs to make that a stipulation for them to continue to be licensed. You can't keep doing the same thing over and over again and think that's gonna
Mhm.
continue to work. You know,
Right.
things come about. So definitely, if there was continued education that was stipulated on this industry, it would really be better. It would really be a lot better.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with the continued education, especially what you were talking about. And I do believe also too there is miseducation too in the
Yes.
nail industry as well. So
Mm,
definitely it's just being mindful as a nail artist, nail tech, or medical nail tech of who you listen to as well.
that is true.
Just as far as information,
Mm,
because not all information is good information. So it's definitely I think there's misinformation going around to an extent. So definitely just,
yes.
we all have to be mindful in this industry of who we listen to.
That's true. And I think too, I really wish that a lot of the girls would pay a little more attention to like some of the trade shows that are out there because we
Mhm.
have a lot of them and I go
Mhm.
to a lot of them. So I've also talked to a lot of girls that've never been to not one and they've been in the industry for a while. But I'm like, how are you not going? Because that's how I learn a lot of what I know.
Mhm.
I go to these shows, I see what's out there, I see the developments, and I
Right.
actually take it upon myself to learn about these. But just getting more of the word out that this is what we're doing and we want as
Mhm.
many ladies to come out and see because this industry is great, it's evolving and I love that it's
Yeah.
evolving every day, but I
Mhm.
just wish a lot of the ladies would just step out into it and really get involved in it to see what it has. Don't just be in your bubble and think that it's all about competition because it's not.
Mhm.
Nobody can be you. You are you. So
Mhm.
the girls in this industry can be quite competitive too. But at the end of the day, you are you, and
Mhm.
we all trying to win. That's really it.
Absolutely. Now, where do you see your business in the next 5 years?
So I think that pedichemistry is definitely gonna probably cross over into more the educating side. I've had a lot of people come asking me about, am I going to be doing classes and stuff like that, which I've definitely considered it. But I do see myself going down that way of sort of educating girls because my big thing is it doesn't have to be me that you get quality foot care from, as long as it's somebody that has had
Mhm.
great education and that has the same mind frame as me. So
Mhm.
definitely going down that educated track, bringing in more things to help more girls get into it and help these folks out here.
Yeah, absolutely, most definitely. Now, how do you balance being a businesswoman with mental health?
Ooh, um, you gotta make the time for it.
Mhm.
Just trying to prioritize it and tell myself that it's not all about my work.
Right.
Taking actually scheduling in time
Right.
to do things just for my peace and my mental health. Also telling people no. I'm not
Yeah.
always the easiest person to say no because I feel like I can help where I can. Even if I feel like I really can't, I'll still try. But sometimes the word no is more mental health than you realize. So
Yeah.
definitely prioritizing no and setting out time to go and get that massage and go. Like for me, I need to go to chiropractic a lot and stuff like that. So I don't want to stop myself from working. So make that time for that self-care so that you can keep working, you know.
Yeah, absolutely, most definitely. Now, last but not least, where can people find you on social media, and how can people also support your business?
Okay, so I am all over social media at this point right now. TikTok, TikTok, I am the Pedikhemist. YouTube, I am the Pedikhemist. Instagram, I am the Pedikhemist. Facebook, I think it's the Pedikhemist too. It might be Pedikhemistry Foot Lab, but if you type me in on Google, Pedikhemistry Foot Lab, everything will pop up. I love my Google platform because it connects everything right there. And you can just support me by, of course, giving me my likes and follows on the social media platforms. Tell a friend if you know somebody that's looking for more detailed, advanced pedicuring services. And just talk me up. Like that's basically it. Just share the love, bring them in, and I'll be here.
Absolutely. Now, also, how can people book with you as far as like an appointment?
Yeah, so you can go right on Google and type me in, and I have my booking website and everything right there. You can actually also give me a call. The 866-643-3338 number. That is my business number. You can just send me a call or text there. And I also have emails where you can also email me at tay@pedikhemistryfootlab.com.
All right, great. Well, thank you so much, Taylor, for jumping on. I love what you're doing. I love how you're educating other nail techs and nail artists about, especially about toe services and things of that nature. So I really enjoyed our conversation, very educational. Thank you so much for sharing your story and your journey as well. I wish you the best of luck in everything that you do. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yes, absolutely. Take care.
All right, you too.
Hello, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to click the bell for notifications. Also, follow me on my social media platforms and be on the lookout for more interviews to come very soon. Take care, stay healthy, and stay beautiful. Bye-bye.